What's up, OG, triple OG?
It's your man, y'all already know what it is. We got some Corey on deck with the 5150 show. So without further ado, let's get to the video.
And we always got something to talk about. First of all, I want to start the show off telling people death is an unfortunate experience. It's probably the only thing to shake me up because I done seen so much. Death shakes me up. But we have to prepare for our calling.
The upper room with Jesus.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let me say this. We have to prepare for our calling. I'm not just talking about a will for people who got something to leave behind. You have to prepare for your calling by preparing what you want to happen in your unforeseeable this day demise. Because I done seen the best of them where things happen. And, you know, if they would have had all that in order, it wouldn't have went like that. I know the sister who was cool with our brother Patrice O'Neal. She was this girl, and you know, she was telling me this story. I hope it's cool to say this, but it just shook me up and it touched me about how when you don't have what is necessary written, people take advantage of that. And when I say what is necessary written, I'm talking about, let's say if you die in a hospital bed, do you want strangers coming in there looking at you?
Hell no!
Touching you? No. I know I wouldn't. So what I mean, like, cause you know, my sister told me about what happened when Patrice passed on, how people that were with his family came in there looking at him, touching him and all like that. It wasn't cool. That's just one example of things that I know that happen. I hope I'm doing right by saying this. When we went to lay our brother Gomac to rest, whoever that preacher was, he was not the one. Is it just me? It was. That's not the one.
But was that their usual? I don't know. I didn't ask. I don't remember, but I was wondering if that's their usual or their, you know what I'm saying, their usual pastor.
I don't care who it was. He wasn't prepared. And I don't like that.
That too.
Stop. I don't like that shit. For sure, bro. I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
So what we have to do while we are still alive, like Malcom-Jamal Warner, he just passed, unfortunately.
Y'all, I have some incredibly tragic and breaking news for you guys right now. Malcom-Jamal Warner, who is best known for his role as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, has passed away at the age of 54. Now, we don't have a ton of information on exactly what happened, but what we do know is that he was vacationing with his family in Costa Rica. They apparently went swimming, and during that time, he drowned. Now, in his passing, he is leaving behind a wife and daughter.
And I think it was Costa Rica.
Yep.
And we all watched him grow up. You know what I'm saying? It's like Kobe Bryant. I wasn't no super Kobe Bryant fan, but we watched him grow up. So when something happened to him, it was weird. I was like, oh my God. We watched him go from boy to man.
And then the way it happened too was super tragic.
Yeah. And of course, Malcom-Jamal Warner, he passed on. And I just pray that their stuff is in order, or they have someone to put their stuff in order. Because my brother Gomac, when he passed on, his girl Kim handled things like a champ. And you know what I'm saying? Kim, we love you.
Yep.
I'll never forget you. She came to Flappers one time too. We was messing with her. She was there last week. I didn't see her.
I told him too that I didn't see her.
I didn't see her.
I didn't see them either with her.
Kim,
oh, they were on that side.
If you come to the show again and we don't speak, I'm gonna come knock on your door and say hi. Because
exactly.
I think I said something about her jeans that first week. You better not be running from me, girl. We love you. But the point I'm trying to make, once we transition on, we have to have our wishes written. So take the time out within the next day or two, or when you got time, because, you know,
Even if you
never know how much time you got.
That's right.
Even if you quickly record it. See, that was the thing I used to tell families when I was doing my hospice volunteering. So.
Oh, yeah. You let people know, if you know who you want to speak at your funeral, to cut out the other 30 people. Because we all got people that love us at the funeral, and we can't have everybody speak, because if everybody speak,
Oh, yeah.
it turns into a marathon. I'm just saying, like, we have to prepare for what happens as we transition on, because in this day and time, 2025, 2024, 2023, ever since this, if you ask me, pandemic, we transition on quicker than we're supposed to. I know people that died in their 50s and it was written as natural causes. And I think that's a slap in the face, because when we're 50 years old, our body is not normally wore out to the point where it's no good. So as we deal with all of this that is going on in the world, take some time out and let your people know, if something happens to me, I want so-and-so to do the services, to be the preacher or whatever.
Yeah.
And we can only have these amount of people talking.
Even to the point of what you want to wear, because that's what happened at my dad's.
Right.
Even to the point of what you want to wear. And then I took off for the day before to come to LA. By the time I got back, I couldn't believe that they had changed him. Only because my grandma and grandpa were always like, I don't like his motorcycle gear. I was so mad. Oh, I went and changed him.
Oh, you changed them.
No, I had to change him back. They didn't like
To the
fact-
motorcycle gear?
Yes, that's what he wanted. That was his look. That was him. My grandma and grandpa wanted the suit.
A suit,
tie.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like once you transition on, people do their will
You're goddamn right.
There you
towards
go.
you,
There you
even if they mean well.
That's true. No, I know. I mean, it was my grandparents who I
Right.
swore and I loved, but I said, nope, this is not what he wanted, guys. Sorry. Yeah.
So everybody out there, man, we gotta understand what's happening with that, and it ain't easy to do, but it's like writing the final movie.
True. And if you really want what you want, once you're up out of here, then you got to do it. I think people are afraid, because I've heard that saying where people go, well, I don't want to talk about it, because then it's almost like they're saying they're
It's
I wanna
inevitable.
bring that, yeah, exactly. But I think people just don't want to deal with it because they think it's.
I want
bringing on
that.
some
I want
sort of-
that African man to show up at my funeral who was sitting next to that lady, and he said, "Okay, why are you gay?" I just want him to say that
You know what?
at my funeral, so everybody can be like, "Who the hell is this?" Then leave right after that.
All right, now this is a subject that a lot of people don't want to talk about. A lot of people don't want to face reality, and I got to admit, I'm one of those people. Because when you talk about death and somebody wishes or whatnot, it's like, that's a hard area to, what I'm saying, like go in or whatnot. Just like, I had what do I call it? What do I want to call it? I had a scare. Just about day before yesterday. I don't know if y'all know, but my mother, she's in the hospital. And, she got, a lot of sickly illnesses. And I went over her house with my wife, and we called the ambulance for her, and the ambulance picked her up. So we followed behind the ambulance. We got to the hospital, and we went through emergency. I told them her name, and they escorted us into this room. So, like my wife, she started getting suspicious, like, wait a minute, why are they telling us to go in the room? Why we can't be in the waiting area in emergency? So, we sitting there, and then the lady who escorted us in there had a doctor with her. So the doctor, she sit down, you know what I'm saying? She was asking me questions about the earlier events with my mother or whatever. So I'm telling her, and then she was like, well, I got to tell you, and I'm sorry, but your mother didn't make it. And man, I just lost it. I'm crying. I'm like, no, not my mom's. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just seen her like 5 minutes ago. Like, this is just 5 minutes that we're in this waiting room or whatnot. And I'm not even paying attention to them talking, because now it's my wife and the doctor who's talking, discussing the matter. And they talking, and I'm just bawling. I'm bawling, man. I'm messed up. A whole lot of things just going through my mind. And my wife, she was just like, are you sure you got the right person? And the lady was like, well, what is your mother's name again? And she told her, you know, her last name. And the lady just was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you said Shabazz. And I'm looking up now like, what? So my mama cool, right? She's straight, right? So they left. They didn't say she was still alive or whatever, but they took about 10 minutes and they came back and they was like, well, your mother, she's not, you know, deceased. She's old, she's fine or whatever. You know, they got her back there. And I'm like, wow, this is what happened to me just a couple of days ago. But with that being said, my mother, she had 6 kids. One of her kids passed away, my sister, my older sister. She the oldest out of all of us, out of the 6. So I got 1 brother and I got 3 other sisters that's still alive. So it's 5 of us now. My mother had 5 kids. And out of those 5 kids, there's only 1 that's therefore going to the hospital, taking care of all her needs or whatever, you know, just helping her because she's elderly now and she really need help. And I got to come to reality, you know, like my mother, she might not have long. That's just reality, you know, and that's just life. But as far as getting her wishes together and all that stuff, you know, we've talked about that. You know, I know she hadn't talked about it with my other siblings or whatever, but you know, we talked about it and you know, I got her. But as far as my siblings having anything to do with her arrangements, they not gonna have nothing to do with it. Because my mother was there for all of her kids. You know, my mother, she worked hard. She was a single mother and worked hard. She had a man's job working at a plant. I just wanted to get that out the way because we talking about death, something that we don't talk about. Like people, they dying young these days too, just like he said, you know, 50 or whatever. I've seen a couple of people, you know, die in their 40s and I'm like, damn, that's a young age. And some of these deaths be because of these drugs, fentanyl, all this cocaine, all that stuff. Like people need to watch what they doing these days because we not promised tomorrow. You know, anything can happen at any time. You can get in an accident. You can come up with a disease. Look at what Deion Sanders, he's going through. He had to come to the realizations of him making the wheel or whatnot.
I don't know if I'm ready mentally, emotionally. Last night was tough. Yesterday was tough. Because I had to make a will. It's not easy. At all.
What happened to Malcom-Jamal Warner? Man, that was sad right there because, you know, that was one of our childhood people that we looked at on TV. I know I looked at the Cosby shows. One thing that I want to mention as far as at funerals, how messy it be. And I know, you know, if something happened to my mother, God forbid, you know what I'm saying? I know it's going to be real messy. I know this, you know, and my mother, she used to always tell me because my grandmother, she ran a funeral home, you know, back in the days or whatnot. She's not here with us, but she ran a funeral home back in the day. And my mother used to tell me how it was always a problem. It was always mess. It was always something. If it was fighting, arguing or whatever, you know, it's always something. Just like it was something with my son when he passed away. And his obituary, he didn't have a father on his obituary. That's just out cold right there. You know, and his mother had everything to do with that. Him not having a father on his obituary because she had all kind of bones and skeletons in her closet that she couldn't face and be like, okay, I did this and I need to just come clean. She kept on to that lie and she's still keeping on to that lie to this day. All in all, we got to get prepared for us leaving or family members leaving this earth or whatever. And we just got to face reality because, again, death is just, it's life. It's going to happen. Ain't no way you can get around it or whatever. It's going to happen to all of us. But the thing about it is, you know, we don't know when it's going to happen. So with that being said, y'all tell me what y'all think about this whole thing with getting prepared, people dying on you, and how some people take it. Y'all tell me what y'all think about it in the comments.
What's up,
It's your
OG,
man.
triple
Y'all
OG.
already know what it
OG,
is.
triple,
To the
triple.
next video is Ghetto Talk. Up out of here. Peace.